Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV News at Noon.
Thanks for joining us on ntTV News at Noon. I'm Sydney Robinson.
And I'm Ashton Cotton. Three people are confirmed dead after a shooting at the Walmart in Duncan, Oklahoma. According to a report from Duncan Banner, the shooter is dead and the scene is contained. Investigators have yet to reveal information about the victims or the motive for the shooting. We'll keep you updated as the story progresses.
We are entering the second week of public testimony in the impeachment inquiry, and 8 witnesses are set to testify. The hearing summon's new transcripts were released from a closed-door deposition with the top ambassador. Lauren Fox reports.
8 key witnesses are set to testify publicly in the impeachment inquiry this week, including Ambassador to the EU Gordon Sondland, who is emerging as the most pivotal witness in the proceedings.
The member of my staff could hear President Trump on the phone asking Ambassador Sondland about the investigations. Ambassador Sondland told President Trump the Ukrainians were ready to move forward.
In his closed-door depositions, former national security official Tim Morrison, who is slated to testify tomorrow, said he knew of at least 5 direct conversations between Sondland and Trump, adding that Sondland was acting at Trump's direction. Morrison said Sondland told him that he informed a Ukrainian official that nearly $400 million in military aid for Ukraine could be freed up if, quote, the prosecutor general would go to the mic and announce that he was opening the Burisma investigation.
What we're talking about here is that the President of the United States used taxpayer-funded military assistance to pressure a foreign leader to help him in his re-election campaign. That is solicitation of a bribe.
The Wall Street Journal reporting this morning on emails that show Sondland kept several Trump administration officials apprised of his effort, including acting White House Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney and Energy Secretary Rick Perry.
And as I've said from the beginning, I think this is not okay. The President of the United States shouldn't, even in the original phone call, be on the phone with the president of another country and raise his political opponent. But if you look at Sondland's testimony, which is also public, he says that the direction that he received from the President of the United States was no quid pro quo.
President Trump again lashing out at another witness in a tweet. In a transcript released this weekend, Jennifer Williams, a State Department employee detailed to the Vice President's office who listened to the July 25th phone call between President Trump and the Ukrainian president. She told impeachment investigators President Trump's request for specific investigations struck her as, quote, unusual and inappropriate. Vice President Mike Pence's office is making a concerted effort to distance itself from Williams, who is slated to testify tomorrow, releasing a statement emphasizing, quote, Jennifer is a State Department employee.
The big question is, how will the American public react? UNT political science professor Dr. Matthew Esbas-Soha says it's going to depend on what kind of testimony comes down in the next 2 weeks.
The Democrats are hoping that there's something of a bombshell, some additional revelation that we had, like in Watergate, where it was in the public hearing, where we learned that there was a recording in a system in the White House, right? So something like that could dramatically change the course of this inquiry. But so far, I think people have more or less decided. I mean, Democrats obviously are in favor of impeachment, Republicans oppose it. You have those who are undecided in the middle, and the hearings, depending on how they proceed, could move the public in one direction or the other. But at this point, we don't have enough public information to see much movement yet.
The hearings will continue into next week.
Tensions have risen dramatically in the last 24 hours in Hong Kong. Protesters seized the control of Hong Kong Polytechnical University. The protesters set the barricades to keep out the police. At least one police officer was injured when he was shot by a bow and arrow. As you can see in this video, the protesters were using gasoline bombs to keep the police back from the university. The police have mainly just been using tear gas to try to subdue the protesters, but they have been attempted to storm the university by force. This morning, a temporary truce has been agreed upon the Red Cross to allow them to go into the university and collect the injured. We will keep you updated as the situation develops.
So actually, I think it's that time of year where I'm having a hard time deciding if I want to wear pants or shorts.
You know, that's one of the many struggles of being a Texas resident. But let's ask our weather anchor Shaji Adam for today's update.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always a struggle in here in Texas, but the sun is out. I'm wearing flamingos because it's fun. You know, we're enjoying the sunlight, but as you're seeing our current conditions right now, 59 degrees, and with the sun out, it actually feels like 64, so that's pretty good. And with that, let's go into tonight's conditions. It's obviously going to be a cool down. It's going to go all the way down to 42 degrees, but it's going to feel like 40, and we're going to see the moon. All it is, it's not going to be cloudy at all. It's going to be clear. And with that, let's kind of move into tomorrow's condition. Let's see what's going to look like. It's actually going to heat up a lot, going to go all the way up to 75 degrees, and it's still going to feel like 75, and the sun is going to be out. It's going to be a very hot day tomorrow, but I'm going to enjoy it. Hopefully you guys too. Back to you.
Thanks, Saji. Tonight from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Martin Luther King Jr. Rec Center in Denton County, officials will be holding the third public meeting discussing the Confederate monument on the square. Right now, if you want to make your voice heard, you have two options. You can email artcommittee@thedentoncounty.com, or you can attend the meeting in person. So far, the continuous of the first two meetings was to leave the statue up, but add a plaque to explain the lost cause of the South.
When we come back, we'll let you know about a wild drug bust that happened in Houston over the weekend.
And we'll have a full look at our weather at our very own Shaji Adams. Stay tuned. A tragic story out of Plano, where over the weekend a high schooler, Marquel Ellis Jr., was shot and killed in his home during a party. Police said several police were kicked out of the party when someone fired shots into the home, hitting Ellis Jr. Police say that the monument was there to suspect, but the detectives are working the case and believe that there is not an ongoing threat to the community at large.
A shooting in Fresno, California left many in shock Sunday evening. The apparent surprise attack unfolded during a football watch party. Reed Binion reports.
We do have multiple shooting victims.
Police in California briefing the public after a deadly shooting rampage at a residence in Fresno.
There was about 35 people that it looks like that were inside the house and inside the backyard.
The victims gunned down during what should have been an enjoyable family event.
They were at a football party, so this was a family gathering.
The extent of the carnage unfolding even before first responders arrived on scene.
As officers and paramedics were en route, we received more and more information on multiple victims. Officers came in and they saw 3 people that were down immediately. They were all Asian males between 25 and 30, and CPR was started immediately.
No motive yet disclosed, but police giving a disturbing account of just how the rampage apparently unfolded.
The initial information is that somebody came up on foot, possibly at least one suspect, and began firing. They fired into the backyard where most of the people were in this party.
When asked if the shooting was gang-related, authorities said there was no indication of that, but that it was a possibility they would be investigating. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
A wild story out of the Houston Intercontinental Airport this morning. Customs and Border Patrol intercepted a passenger trying to smuggle in 35 pounds of liquid cocaine in shampoo bottles. The passenger had the shampoo bottles located in their checked luggage, and the cocaine was valued at over $4,000. The CBP has turned the cocaine over to the Houston police. North Texas have been experiencing some type of weather lately.
Yeah, it's been getting pretty nice. I hope it lasts through finals week. But let's ask our weather anchor Shaji Adam for this week's weather.
Hey, thanks so much. And you're ready looking at our Apogee cam right now. Look at that sun. I feel like it's been a while since we've seen the beautiful sun overlooking Apogee. But with that, let's go into across North Texas right now. Denton, like I said earlier, is at 59 degrees. And really, overall, everybody's expecting cool temperatures, but some are coming into the 60s. Sulphur Spring over here at 64, but Graham over here at 59, so that's not that good for them, but still kind of cool. Now let's look across the region, then staying right here, and then look all the way at Oklahoma City and Amarillo. They're experiencing 60-degree weather, but Austin and Houston experiencing kind of hotter weather right there with 64 and 66, so that's pretty good for them. Now watch on Thursday because there is a major thunderstorm there, so that's pretty wary. Look out for that. Let's go into our 7-day forecast. Now looking at tomorrow, high of 75, and then looking at Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, a lot of thunderstorms there, so watch out for that. Make sure to bring your coat and umbrella. And on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, it's going to heat up again, so you know how Texas weather is. You know the drill. Bring a coat and also bring some shorts. That's how it works. Back to you.
Thanks, Saji. In Houston, over 17,000 people showed up to see rapper-turned-Christian artist Kanye West perform at Joel Osteen's church on Sunday. CNN's Sally Mabu reports.
Eccentric, electric, look up, I see God's faithfulness.
And uplifting.
Stretch my hands to you.
17,000 people who packed inside Lakewood Church finally got to be part of music icon Kanye West's much anticipated Sunday service gospel music performance.
The doors are open and they're coming home tonight. Jesus is King.
Man of the Hour took to the stage alongside his 2 young children, rapping and singing gospel music, then playing the piano. Powerful performance that drew cheers and praises.
He's reaching a crowd of kids that probably are people that probably would never even walk into a church. And I believe that the anointing is in the building, and just getting them in here, God can do the rest. And it's just an amazing, it's an amazing movement right now.
Thank you, Jesus won the fight.
West released Jesus is King on October 25th. It is his first album since becoming a gospel artist. So I heard the Cowboys had a very interesting game this past weekend. Did you catch the game?
You know, I didn't get a chance to catch the game, but let's ask our sports anchor, Hunter Highmaster, for an update.
When we come back from the break, I'll let you know how the weekend went for America's team and then give you a preview of tonight's I-35 rivalry between the Spurs and Mavs. The Cowboys got back to winning ways yesterday as they defeated the Lions 35-27 behind Dak's stellar play. Dak threw for 444 yards and 3 touchdowns while also finding a new best friend for the day in Michael Gallup. Gallup had 9 receptions for 148 yards, while Randall Cobb had 4 receptions for 115 yards and 1 touchdown. The Mavericks are back in action tonight as they'll host their rivals, the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs are rolling into town on a 5-game losing streak, whereas the Mavs are coming off a home win against the reigning champions, the Toronto Raptors. Kristaps Porzingis has been looking more and more like himself as we've ventured farther into the seasons, and no questions need to be asked of Luka Doncic as he continues to nearly average a triple-double on the season. That's all from me. Back to Ashton at the desk.
Thanks, Hunter. Now we are officially entering our holiday season, and we have some local events you might want to check out. First, we have the UNT Christmas tree lighting, which will take place this Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. on the Library Mall. And then another Christmas tree lighting will take place on Saturday in Sundance Square in Fort Worth, where Fort Worth will officially welcome in the giving season. If that doesn't get you in the holiday spirit, I don't know what will. You know, I really like Thanksgiving. I'm not really eager about Christmas like that.
Oh, how could you? How could you say that?
How could you say that? I mean, I love Christmas, but I know I need to eat that Thanksgiving dinner before I even celebrate Christmas or even listen to Christmas music.
That's my
Yeah, I'm just with Sydney. I'm all about waiting until after Thanksgiving to start getting into that Christmas spirit. You definitely want to get your Christmas present before Thanksgiving, of course, but in terms of putting up decorations and stuff, I find it's best to wait a little bit.
I can't think of a better combination than having Thanksgiving. You get to eat all the food you want, and then you get Christmas, you get a lot of gifts.
But what is your favorite Thanksgiving food? I'll wrap. Thanks for watching ntTV News at noon.
Join us again tomorrow here on North Texas Television.